Hello students, welcome to my next online class. So this is the continuation video of the previous chapter, light energy, or you say the refraction of light. So in this video we will see how refraction takes place through a glass slab. Though I have taught this topic in my previous video, so I will like to elaborate once more, right? So you see in the board I have drawn one glass slab, PQRS. Glass slab means a slab which is made up of glass. Okay, so that glass slab I have placed here, and light is made to fall on that glass slab. So when light is falling from air, that is from rarer medium, and it passes through glass, that is the denser medium, it bends towards the normal. You see when light is moving and when it is falling there, it is bending towards the normal. Again, when the light comes out from the glass slab, that is from denser medium to rarer medium, it moves away from the normal. Okay, so when light falls on the glass slab, that is AB is called what? Incident ray. BD is called the refracted ray because that light has it as bend, and DE is called the emergent ray. Okay, so we know the angle subtended between incident ray and normal is called angle of incidence. The angle subtended between the refracted ray and normal is called angle of refraction. So R1 is the angle of refraction, but you see when it comes out in the air, that time this is the R2 is the angle of incidence in denser medium. Okay, though I have denoted by R2, but it is called angle of incidence at denser medium. Angle of refraction, here I have written, you see R1 and R2, but here you will say angle of refraction or incidence in denser medium. Okay, now you see, if you subtend this incident angle, if you produce this incident angle, it has been seen that, okay, if you produce this incident angle, this dash line and this line, they are parallel to each other. Okay, and this distance is called lateral displacement. Okay, you see once more here, this is the glass slab and this is the incident ray, and normal is being drawn, it will bend towards the normal. Again, if you draw a normal, it will bend away from the normal. This angle of incidence, this angle of refraction, this angle of incidence in denser medium, and this is angle of emergence. So this is the path of light through which it follows. Now if you produce this light, it has been seen that this and this, that is produce incident ray and emergent ray, they are parallel to each other. Now once they are parallel to each other, this distance is called lateral displacement, right? So lateral displacement is the equidistance which is formed between produced incident ray and emergent ray. Okay, I repeat, what is lateral displacement? Lateral displacement is the equidistance between the produced incident ray and the emergent ray. Okay, the parallel equidistance here. So this was all about refraction through a glass slab. Next we will see how refraction takes place through a glass prism. Now what is a glass prism? A glass prism is a material which is made up of glass, and it has two triangular surfaces and three rectangular surfaces. Okay, so when you see from front end a prism, you will find the prism looks like this from the front side. Okay, but when you see, just when you rotate this one, you will find that somewhat okay. So when you will find, this is the first one, this is the first face, and when you see from the back face, you will get one more triangle there, right? So this is the prism, right? This is the prism. You see, this is the front face, and when you see from back, as it is a transparent, you will find this is the last face from the back face you will see that it will look like this only, and it has three rectangular surfaces. Like this is one rectangular surface from one side, and from the back side it is like this. So one more rectangular surface, and down one more rectangular surface, right? There are three rectangular surfaces and two triangular surfaces. So the angle subtended between two refracting surfaces is called angle of prism here. Okay, so we'll see now when light passes through a transparent material, that is from prism, so how it gets bent, and which one is the emergent ray and which one is the angle of refraction. So here is the topic. So let us consider PQR is the prism and a light is falling here, AB is the incident ray. Now as AB is the incident ray, so from the point of incidence we will be drawing on normal. This is the normal, and we know light is moving from air to glass. So light will bend towards the normal, that is bending will be towards. So let us consider this is the bending, right? So the angle subtended between the refracted ray and normal, that is called angle of refraction, and this angle is called angle of incidence. Now when light falls here, again there will be a normal will be drawn at the point of incidence. Let us consider this name to be as D, and now light is moving from glass to air again. So when light is moving from denser medium to rarer medium, the light will move away from the normal, right? Away from the normal. So if this angle is R1, so this angle is E, angle of emergence, right? So this is how refraction takes place. Okay, now if we subtend this incident ray and this ray, if it is produced back, if this ray is produced back, the angle subtended between incident ray and emergent ray is called angle of deviation. So here angle I is called angle of emergence, incidence. Angle R1 is called angle of refraction. Angle R2 is called angle of incidence. In the denser medium, and angle E is called angle of emergence, right? And angle del, this is the del sign, angle del shows that angle of deviation. So if I ask what is angle of incidence, so you will be saying the angle subtended or angle between incident ray and normal is called angle of incidence. The angle between refracted ray and normal is called angle of refraction. The angle subtended between emergent ray and normal is called angle of emergence. Okay, and this is the angle of prism, right? So angle of prism here, let us consider this angle to be as angle A. Okay, angle of prism, or we can say here as it is in P, so we can say angle P also, but let us consider it to be as angle A. Okay, generally we are denoting the angle of prism to be as A, and this terminal we mark as A, B and C. Though I have written here P, Q, R, so angle of prism is here P according to the diagram, right? So you see angle of I plus angle of E must be equals to angle of A plus angle of del or D, or we can say, see how to write here del, we'll write it like this, del. Okay, so if angle of incident plus angle of emergence, if we measure, it has been found that angle of prism and angle of deviation both are equal. Okay, so this is refraction through a prism. Okay, so when light falls, it will bend towards the normal. Now again same light when it emerges in the air, it will be coming out as emergent ray. So if I say DE is the emergent ray, BD is the refracted ray, and AB is the incident ray. Okay, so del is the angle of deviation. So how will you define angle of deviation? The angle subtended between produced incident ray and emergent ray produced backward is called angle of deviation. When a light falls on a prism, let us consider a white light is falling on the prism, then this white light gets splitted into 7 different colors. These 7 different colors are known as Vibgyor. VIBGYOR. V stands for violet, I stands for indigo, B stands for blue, G stands for green, Y stands for yellow, and O stands for orange, and R is red. Right? So this was Vibgyor. So 7 different colors, we call it as rainbow color also. Right? So 7 different colors are found. Now why this dispersion takes place? This dispersion takes place because the white light consists of 7 different colors, and these 7 different colors has 7 wavelength. Okay, so their wavelength and frequency are different. So when they travel through a refractive surface, that is from prism, so every different color they move with different velocity. Okay, the speed of different color is different here, so therefore the bending is also different. So they gets bent with different angle. So that is why we get these 7 colors. Okay, so you see, when a white light passes through a prism, the splitting of white light into 7 different color is called dispersion of light. I repeat, the splitting of white light into 7 different colors after passing through prism is called dispersion of light. And what is spectrum then? The band of 7 colors which is formed when white light is passed through prism is called spectrum. Okay, so this is the band of 7 color which is formed when a white light is passed through a prism. So this spectrum is formed when white light gets splitted into 7 different colors. Okay, so I am giving a small homework. So you need to draw the diagram of refraction of light through a glass slab, or you will just pause my video, and in today's class I have drawn the diagram in the board. That diagram you have to draw, and you have to write what is AB, what is BC, what is CD, what is angle of incidence, all marking, all leveling you have to do nicely, right? And here what you have to write, what is the definition of emergent ray, angle of incidence, angle of refraction. This one you have to write for refraction of light through a glass slab. Okay, you will draw the diagram and you will label it. So this much you will do. Next we have refraction through a prism. So you need to write the definition, what is prism, in your exercise book. So after writing the definition, you will be drawing the prism. Okay, and this diagram, that is refraction through a prism. When light falls here, it gets bent, and here it emerges out. This is the emergent ray. When it is produced back, and when incident ray is produced, angle is formed, that is called angle of deviation. Okay, so angle subtended between incident ray and emergent ray is called angle of deviation. The angle subtended between incident ray and normal is called angle of incidence, and this R1 is the angle of refraction, and R2 is the angle of incidence in the denser medium, and angle E is the emergent ray. So what you have to do, you have to draw the diagram, you have to write the topic refraction through a prism. Okay, you have to label nicely, arrow is must, and you have to write the definition of angle of deviation, emergent ray, angle of prism. Right, after that this formula you need to write: angle of I plus angle of E, angle of incidence plus angle of emergence equals to angle of prism plus angle of deviation. Okay, if these two angle and these two angle, when it is added experimentally, if it is equal, then only we say that refraction through a glass prism is successful. And you need to draw the diagram of this dispersion of white light through a prism. right, and true and false. Okay, and what is spectrum? So what is dispersion of light and this diagram? What is spectrum and what are the 7 colors, and why dispersion takes place? The answer is here, as I have explained. Because all colors, they travel in same speed in air or vacuum, but when this white light is incident on a prism and it has different colors, so different colors move with different speed. So it happens so because they travel with different speeds inside the prism, and in the diagram also we have seen that the violet deviates the most whereas red deviates the least.